I'm Wes Shannon. I'm a peanut farmer from here in Tift County, and I'd like to make a few brief comments this afternoon. When the Georgia Peanut Commission was established, I was just a couple of years old, but I expect that $1 a ton investment was a big step at the time. In 1980, the assessment increased by 100%. If you remember, inflation was running a little bit high around then, double digits. I had begun farming at the time as a young farmer. That increase was greatly needed, I'm sure, at that time to pay for the research and the promotion that was going on in our peanut industry. That was over 3 decades ago. While my farm has had to become more efficient, the Georgia Peanut Commission has had to as well. But that's what I, as well as other farmers, expect from them, and we should. Over the past several years, our land grant institutions have been under financial pressure. This has resulted in decreased funding of production research. Although the need for production research is as important now and probably as much as ever on my farm. The best way to put sustained dollars back in a farmer's pocket is through sound, useful production research that increases the returns on our farms. The $1 per ton increase in our Georgia Peanut Commission assessment could be useful to help funding of the genome mapping of the peanut, therefore allowing peanut breeders to accelerate their efforts, which should put new and better varieties in our peanut fields sooner rather than later. While seed with specific traits are very important, there always seems to be a new pestilence waiting just around the corner, waiting to crop up. We have to stand ready to fight, to find the best ways to tackle these issues as they occur. Peanuts are important to Georgia. Some companies, as well as others, promote peanuts, but the Georgia Peanut Commission is charged to promote Georgia peanuts, and they should. Since Georgia produces more peanuts than any other state in the nation, the Georgia Peanut Commission must share the good news about peanuts in Georgia, across the country, and around the world. I urge you to join me in supporting a $1 per ton increase in the Georgia Peanut Commission assessment. While I cannot say that all of my investments have had a positive return, I truly expect the return on investment of my Georgia Peanut Commission assessment to be positive. Thank you.
My name is Alan Whitehead. I'm a peanut farmer from Tift County. I grow peanuts. I'm involved in a peanut buying point and also involved in a peanut sheller. A lot of my livelihood is determined by how well peanuts do. And I say that when the Georgia Peanut Commission provides funding for research, for improved seed varieties, for seeding rates, for chemicals that we use on our farms, all of these things are important. And a lot of that money does come from the Peanut Commission. As we know, funding is being decreased from state levels, and we certainly need to increase that from the grower level. If we take and we own this research, it is ours to use as growers, and we can better utilize it. Somebody else mentioned the promotion efforts of the Peanut Commission, and certainly this is where we need to be doing. We need to take the time to tell what a good product we have in our peanuts, and the Peanut Commission is certainly doing a good job of that. The educational efforts of the Peanut Commission are certainly, we take all these research things and we have things like we had earlier today, a research day where we find out where our money's going, and we take these things back to our individual farms and increase our yields and increase our profits on our particular farms. All of these are important. I say all that to say that I support the increase in the assessment that the Peanut Commission is proposing, and I think now is the time to do it.
I'm John Harrell down in Grady County, Georgia, north of Whigham. I'm a peanut farmer. Also happen to have the privilege to serve on the advisory board of the Georgia Peanut Commission and also the member from the National Peanut Board. I know firsthand what promotion and research can do because I've been on the commission board since 1995. And I have seen it firsthand. I have seen the progress being made. And I've also seen the cuts that the University of Georgia has had over the years. And what our financial situation is with the state has to have a balanced budget. Cuts have to be made. And it's not going to be beneficial a lot of times to the research that goes on at the University of Georgia. But if the peanut farmer votes for this assessment that I fully support, this money will be used for his benefit, and he will see a return far more than whatever he ever spend with that $1 a ton assessment. The Peanut Commission, this is not just a board that just proposes this. These are elected board members that have to run for re-election, and so they do not take this lightly. And if it wasn't important, they wouldn't have pushed this. So I urge my fellow peanut farmers, and I will tell all that I can, the benefits that can be done with this $1 for their benefit.